If you are someone God has chosen, your journey hasn't been easy. You've been ignored, judged unfairly, lied about, and treated wrongly. Not because you did something wrong, but because the light in you exposes the darkness in others. What many don't see is that God has set you apart. You carry His blessing. And when people attack you without reason, they're not just coming against you, they're going against the one who sent you. Every insult, every betrayal, every attempt to bring you down, it's all seen by God. And there will be a response. God does not take it lightly when someone mistreats those He has called. That's why you don't need to get even. Stay calm. While they mock or laugh, God is preparing something far greater for you, right where they can see it. You want more messages that bring spiritual strength and clarity. If this message is speaking to your heart, if you've been waiting for confirmation or peace, type 1111 in the comments. That number symbolizes alignment, breakthrough, and blessings finding their way to you. Now, let's talk about 9 ways God responds when people disrespect His chosen ones. 1. God lifts up the one they tried to tear down. There's something powerful in how God chooses to lift up those He has called, especially in front of those who tried to destroy them. God doesn't promote you quietly. He does it in a way that cannot be hidden, not for pride, but as a sign of His justice. The same people who laughed will now speak your name with respect. Those who tried to stop you will be stunned as they watch you grow. And your success won't be small, it will be seen. You'll be welcomed into places they tried to block. You'll succeed where they wanted you to fail. This isn't just a comeback, it's a divine turnaround. God's promotion is not only about helping you rise, it's about changing the story they told about you. Where you were once ignored, now your name will be honored. And you won't have to defend yourself. God's work will speak louder than any words. God removes His protection from their life. People often don't realize the covering that chosen ones walk under. When someone is chosen, God surrounds them with protection, spiritually, mentally, and even physically. But when someone disrespects that person, they're not just being rude, they're dishonoring the one who chose them. And one of the quietest but most serious responses from God is to remove His protection from their life. Suddenly, things start going wrong. They face struggles they can't win, confusion they can't fix, and a loss of peace they can't explain. The progress they once had is gone. Their life feels exposed and heavy. What's worse, when someone touches God's chosen, it's like reaching into fire without protection. There are real consequences. Unless they humble themselves and change, they'll keep fighting battles they were never meant to face, alone. 3. Their plans backfire. There is a spiritual law in place. What you sow, you will reap. When someone plans to harm a chosen one, they activate this law against themselves. Everything they plotted, the gossip, the lies, the betrayal, ends up coming back around. The things they did behind your back become their downfall. Their plans don't just fail, they collapse in ways they didn't expect. God doesn't just block the attack, He flips it. Quietly, powerfully, and often in ironic ways. The trap they built catches them. The words they used expose them. And while they wonder why things are falling apart, you're still standing, unshaken. That's not just chance. It's God showing who He protects. You didn't need to argue or fight. You just trusted Him. And He made their own schemes their punishment. 4. Their peace disappears. You can't mistreat someone chosen by God and expect to sleep peacefully at night. What may seem like a joke or simple insult is actually a spiritual mistake. One of the ways God deals with such people is by removing their peace. Their mind becomes restless. They start having anxious thoughts, disturbing dreams, and a deep discomfort they can't shake. No matter what they do, whether they distract themselves or try to ignore it, something feels off. That's not a coincidence. That's the weight of guilt working on their spirit. God gives them time to turn around, to see what they've done. But if they refuse to change, the unrest only grows. And years later, they may still feel empty, never realizing that it all started the moment they disrespected someone chosen by God. That's why you don't need revenge. Just let your calm presence be a reminder, because peace speaks louder than any argument. 5. They lose favor and opportunity. Favor doesn't come by luck, it comes by alignment with God. And when someone attacks a chosen one, they step out of that alignment. They may still look successful at first, but soon they'll feel something is off. Doors that used to open stay shut. Opportunities they thought were secure vanish. No matter how hard they try, things stop flowing. This is not random, it's a result. They disrespected you, they disrespected the blessing that was on you. And when God removes His favor, life becomes difficult. Nothing seems to work. Everything becomes a struggle. Meanwhile, you, the one they tried to break, are moving forward with ease, walking into open doors and shining brighter. Not because you tried to prove anything, but because God wanted them to see who His hand is on. 6. They're left isolated and exposed. That's not bad luck. That's divine exposure. God pulls back the curtain, not to shame them, but to help them see the damage they've caused. In that quiet, they have a chance to reflect and repent. But sadly, not everyone takes that chance. Many let pride blind them. Instead of healing, they sink deeper into bitterness. God allows that isolation to send a clear message. You can't hide behind others anymore. It's time to face me. And in that stillness, their world starts to unravel. Their reputation fades. Their secrets come out. Their image cracks. Because when you come against someone chosen by God, you're not just fighting a person, you're resisting divine purpose. Always ends in loneliness. Their own words turn against them. Words carry more weight than most people realize, especially when used against someone under God's protection. Every harsh comment, every rumor, every cruel joke isn't just noise. It's a seed, and seeds always grow, but not in the way they expect. What they said about you in secret starts to echo back into their own life. The lies they spread come back around. The false stories they told start showing up in their own world. That's not drama, that's spiritual reversal. God doesn't need you to defend yourself. He uses their own words to teach them. The same mouth they use to tear you down becomes the one that brings consequences. They'll feel the weight of their own gossip. The judgment they spoke falls back on them, and they may not even see the connection. They'll feel like victims of bad luck, not realizing the irony. But you'll know. You'll recognize how God quietly brings balance, and you didn't have to speak a word. Just remain still. Because when someone disrespects what God has blessed, their own voice becomes their correction. Let them talk. Let them laugh. Every word against you only circles back as truth against them. 8. They're forced to watch you be honored. One of the most powerful ways God brings justice is by allowing your enemies to witness your rise. There is no punishment more humbling than watching someone you tried to destroy become someone others admire. And God doesn't do this out of cruelty, but to show the truth. When you're chosen, Every attack against you becomes part of your story. Every insult, every setback, every betrayal becomes fuel for your growth. And when your season of blessing comes, God makes sure others see it. People who never knew your struggle begin to honor your strength. Strangers admire your gifts. Your words are shared, your presence respected. And those who once laughed, they're left in silence. Their efforts to ruin your name now look like bitterness in hindsight. They'll hear your name spoken with praise, see others uplift you, and watch your voice gain influence. And God allows it, not to embarrass them, but to teach them that His plans cannot be blocked. No matter what was said or done, what God has written for you will come to pass, and they will witness every moment of your rising, not in secret, but in full view. That's how God works. Quiet, firm, and always on time. 9. God gives you peace while they fall into chaos. This might be the most powerful response of all. While their life feels heavy and chaotic, yours becomes peaceful and steady. When someone tries to hurt a chosen one, they think they've caused real harm. They assume their absence, betrayal, or cruelty has left you shaken. But God steps in, not just to restore you, but to fill you with a peace that doesn't make sense. While they toss and turn at night, wondering why things are falling apart, you're sleeping soundly. You're waking up with joy. You're smiling again. You're moving forward with strength. They thought they took something from you, but you're thriving in silence. And that peace, it's not just for comfort. It's proof. It shows the difference between walking with God and walking without Him. Their storm keeps getting louder. Your peace keeps growing deeper. And without saying a word, your calm presence becomes the loudest message. You didn't need revenge. Your healing became your answer. God gave you peace they can't buy, rest they can't fake, and strength they can't understand. That's not survival. That's spiritual victory. That's what it looks like when God defends the ones He has called. This is Anchor of God. If this message spoke to you, like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more powerful content that speaks to your spirit. And remember, when you're chosen, you never have to fight alone. Stay calm. God is already handling it.